Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Tcsrl from the Zaandvort circuit. I am your commentator. That's me, that's Andy Pawley. I've got hair then, more than I do have now. As always, there's only a short time left until the qualifying session. We are at the circuit Zaandvort. If you've noticed, I've actually spelt Zaandvort with 2 A's rather than 1. Whoops-a-daisy. Track temperature is always hot, air temperature is hot, wind is medium, it's dry and always dry. We've had a couple of technical difficulties, so unfortunately I do not have the timings for you, not the timings, the standings table for you, but they will be available on our Discord if you are interested and would like to take a look. I'm just having a quick check now, see what we got in terms of the championship standings, so at least I can get those to you. We are going to go into the 10-minute qualifying session. As it stands at the moment, they're going to have to get out fast and make that count. It is a 15-minute qualifying session as it stands at the moment. Fastest in practice session was Bojan. I can see Sasa online. He's there for Boki from Serbia. So Boki was fastest in the practice session, but we don't know the fuel loads that the people were running. So that's going to be interesting to see. That was Bojan. Boki, the other Serbian at the moment, is down in 16th. He was 16th fastest. Boki is a bogey. Boki is in that middle session. But as it stands at the moment, they are all just holding stations. So it is going to be an exciting, fast and furious qualifying session. 22 drivers in. That means it is going to be a reverse grid up to and including position 16. That is set pre-qualifying. It's gone in. It's now up to anyone bigger than that. We'll see how that unfolds. We are on the auto direct, so we're going to see who goes fastest. I'm trying to pick out which driver will actually cross the line fastest. There's Ninad, Benny. Someone's had a car change. Poddy Flack. So Poddy Flack's now in the esports ballast car, so if he's had a change, so I mean Realitas has no idea. We'll just see how that unfolds. So there's Bojan, there's Benny Norton just going through at the moment. There is Andy Foster, he is coming up in the background. That's Prieto in the DHL Audi. So that's going to be interesting to see. Now, we're going to keep an eye on Bojan as he puts in his qualifying first lap, because he was fastest in the practice session. The car, depending as they go through sectors 1, on auto direct will start to change, flip and move about. So we will see how that unfolds. But do I expect Bojan to be on pole? Well, he won't be on pole with that lap because he's already run wide into turn 1. So if he was on a hot lap, he no longer is. There's Shaw's user. He's absolutely piling the pressure on. 33.826 in that first sector. Shaw's user had a really unpleasant time last out. He did not enjoy that race. It basically cost him 3 good points finishes. But as he puts it on 2 wheels. So that's the end of him. Back to the other Dutchman, that's Van Skeppen, that's who we're watching now. 33.871 in that first sector, so he's fastest in that sector because he's technically the first driver. There's Junior and there's Ninad. 23 drivers now in, expecting about 25 as we unfold through the right and then the left-hander. They need to keep this nice and tidy as they come basically into the penultimate corner, which is a long right-hander, which is right here, keeps going and going and going and going. And they're going to have to put the power down. Now, he's going to go fastest in that sector. He's going to be the first one across the line, so he will get it. There's Ninad, there's Stu Neal. Someone else puffing smoke who's gone wide. Van Skeppen goes fastest, followed by Ninad. Who we got? There's Poddy Flack and Benny Norton crossing the line. So Boki's gone third fastest. I don't expect him to be there. Benny Norton's fastest one at 43.362. But he's had a little toe there from Poddy, who's put himself down, who hasn't set a lap yet. T-Joke, race winner last time out, so he will be super ecstatic. He's 2/10 up in Sector 2, 3/10 up in Sector 1. Sorry, 300ths up in Sector 1, 2/10 up in Sector 2. Am I expecting a 1:43.362 to be the best lap? No, I'm expecting 1:42s. That's where I'm expecting the qualifying lap to be, and he crosses the line fastest, 1:43.135. Do I think that's fastest? No, I do not. I think we're going to see a faster driver out there tonight. I'd expect a 1:42.9 is what's theoretically coming up on the board as the fastest lap. There's Ninad. He's had a couple of race victories this season so far, but he struggles in the ballast and he struggles in race 3. This is a classic style track, which means it is slightly easier for the drivers to hold those positions, but they've got to keep all wheels pointing on the floor and not rolling like Shaw's User. Stu Neal's right behind. Stu's down in 7th at the moment. We're still following Ninad round. If he can keep this gap up, he'll put himself in, he'll improve but go no faster. Carl Smith goes into 10th position. So that's where Carl Smith is at the moment. Where's Bojan? T-Joke's gone fastest. Stu Neal's gone 4th. There's Bojan, fastest man out in practice. What can Bojan do here? He's 1/10 up in Sector 2. He's gone purple Sector 2. He's 1:52 in Sector 1. So he's about even now. He needs a strong final sector. He's getting a lovely tow there from George Rallitas in the number 69. Should go fastest according to the board. No, only goes second fastest. So he lost a whole heap of time and now he's in traffic. So I don't think Bojan's going to get a good lap. No, he's not. And right behind him, that is Benny Norton. Shaw's User's out on his own, not set fastest time at the moment. 23 drivers in. I'm expecting there to be 25. That will be the maximum I think we will see this evening. Shaw's User is going to put it on pole position, basically, and he should be in the 1:42.9s. Crosses the line. No, he doesn't. He only goes 3rd fastest. Wow. He did not have a good final sector. That hurt him massively in that final sector. Right. Bojan has turned the taps to 11. He's spinal tapping this. He's 1/10 up in Sector 1. Can he keep this up? As I've said time and time again, for those that have followed me in stream through the season so far, and last season when I commentated on Bojan as well, Bojan's problem isn't the fastest lap. It never has been. He's put himself on pole position. He has won race victories. 2/10 up in Sector 2. Through the left-hander he needs to go. After this, there is 2 corners, which technically is 1 long corner. The question is, as we ride on board with him now, he's going to get a lovely little tow there. Is that from Ninad? No, it is not from Ninad. It's from one of the other front-wheel drives. It's either Russ Butcher or Dean, but one of them's given him a lovely little tow here as they cross the line. He should be fastest and in the 1:42.9s. Crosses the line. He gets himself a 1:42.8. That's how much the tow was worth. The tow was worth 0.2 of a second in that final sector. Shaw's User has gone into the stratosphere as we're looking at Lava Lemming from, according to this, the United States of Americas. You can see his Twitch channel down there if you want to watch him live on Twitch, or you can stay here on the official TCRS Challenge channel and you can listen to me through the right-hander. Good overtaking opportunity this. He's in the Honda and he's new to this type of racing, so he's doing better than me, and at the moment he's not set a time in that first sector, but again he should get one in. Forecasting at the minute, I've seen him somewhere in the middle 21st. Nope, so he's put himself out there. Okay, back to Boki. This is the other Serbian on the minute. At the moment, we've got a lot of drivers of the same nationalities, all just grouped together. George Rallitas and Nick Papadim, the 2 boys from Greece. They are down in 14th and 16th. Martin Kirby separates both of those at the moment. The Dutch fans, your man is in 3rd position. That's Sjoerd Jusse, Van Skeppen and Tim van Loon are in 9th and 10th. That's where your Dutch fans are. And your Serbian fans, Bojan's in 1st, Nenad's in 6th. And Boki is in 13th at the moment. And the rest are British, except for T-Joke. And I do not know what his flag is. I'm going to have to ask him. I'm really sorry, T-Joke. But he's up into 2nd position. As we watch Prieto at the moment, which I believe is Spanish. Could be wrong. And Rob South is British. Rob South has come on leaps and bounds through this season. But again, he's had a lot of practice. He's been practicing. And because of that, it's really, really starting to pay off in the terms. So we'll see how it goes. So let's see what happens in terms of this open. Again, that's that turn 1 is hurting him. There's Nenad at the moment. Again, it's the ballast. So they do carry ballast on board with 5 minutes 14 to go. So ballast is carried on board on these cars. We run basically up to 70 kilos. And then it's in 7 kilogram increments all the way down to 10th position. Does it make a big difference? Oh, yes, it does. Makes a huge difference to how the cars can turn, how they brake, how they go through their tyres. And it's just, it hurts and hurts and hurts. They burn more fuel, so they have to carry more fuel. And that's where a lot of the drivers who are coming to the TCRSL struggle. And we do run 2 times tyre wear as well. This is Nick Papadim, race winner. He's changed every car, so he's been in a different car every season he's raced with us. He's now in the Honda. There's Benny Norton in 4th position, a race winner. Last time around, double race winner actually, was he? No, he wasn't. He was a single race winner last time around. So he's going to be excited to see what he can do from here. Can he materialise the speed that we know he has? Again, his biggest issue is consistency and has always been consistency. So he just needs to keep himself out the wars. At this current pace, he should get himself top 3. Crosses the line, doesn't improve. 3/8 tenths is 3 tenths down in that sector. Simon Trebek, a lot of promise for Trebek through the season, but again, Trebek's never really materialised. So hopefully he can get himself a little bit. There's Gregor saying T-Joke is Hungarian. Thank you very much. Thank you for clarifying that. I did not want to call him T-Joke the wrong nationality. So your Hungarian fans, your man is in number 2 at the moment. And good evening, Gregor. For those of you that are interested, Gregor is the Season 6 champion. Unfortunately, he's not racing with us, which is a shame, but there we go. But he was Season 6 champion in a Honda. And it's actually on the stream. That's where it is. Go back, watch them. It's great racing. There's Stu Neal, currently down in 7th position at the moment, but again, he's going to want to get through this as quickly as possible. He's getting a little toe there, but I don't think it's really going to make any difference to where we are. Lava Lemming, so you American fans, if you're actually watching this or you're at work, because you're 5 hours behind, I believe is the closest. Your man's down in 23rd at the moment. Not set a time so far. 2 drivers are unset a time. That is Craig Deeks and Lava Lemming down in 22nd and 23rd. 2:35 on the board. It's a 1:42 lap. If you are in the pits, you are going to struggle to get a lap in now. So it is, if you're not running, you're pretty much out. Bojan is going to try to extend his lead. He's 1/10 of a second up in Sector 1. Let's ride on board with him now through the left-hander. Needs to keep this nice and tidy. No heroics. Do not run wide. And then just keep the power down. And he's building and building and building as he goes over the crest of the hill. Over 120 miles an hour, hard on the brakes, down into 5th, 4th, 3rd, into 2nd, flings it to the right, flings it to the left. Track limits here can absolutely hound you if you are not too careful. 4/10 up, he was confident on the braking zone there. Through the right-hander, 1 corner to go after this, and he's going to be all over this through the long right-hander. They've changed the bank on the update, so it's easier to keep your foot planted. Now, can he get himself into the low 142s as he crosses the line? Gets himself no improve. Well, a 142.3, that's the best he's going to do. He's not going to go any faster than that. Stu Neal has been released. I believe that's Tim van Loon. He's abandoned his lap. Boki down in 14th, 2 tenths up in Sector 1. But Boki's biggest issue has been all the drivers are losing time in that third sector. I think he kicked up a load of dust there, coming through that corner. Lap is still running, so it's not being disallowed. We'll know through the next sector. 1.1 second up. Yeah, he's not going to... It's the sectors 2 and sectors 3. That's where Boki at the moment is just... Bojan is supreme, but he's not running the ballast. Just remember that. That's how much the ballast is worth. So this is Bojan's best opportunity to get a double. It's his best opportunity to get a double at the moment. So Stuniel has the most ballast at 170k. Jean Petra, who's not running tonight because he's on holiday, I think he's watching on a beach, at 63k. Ninad's 56, Ben Norton's 49, Shaw's Yusuf's 42. Poddy is 35. Bojan has no ballast, so if he wants to get this done, he's got to do it tonight. There is Bojan, confirmation, followed by T-Joke, Shaw's Yusuf, Norton, Trebek, Ninad, Jude, Poddy. Craig gets himself to 9th. Tim is in 10th. Van Skeppen is 11th. Boki, Russ, Rob, Nick, Papadim, George, Martin, Carl. Didn't really talk about Carl Smith. He's punked himself in 18th. Absolutely superb. Prieto, Derek, Neil, Bill Campion, Andy Foster, and Lava Lemming. Lemming has been classed as unclassified, but he will still get to race as it unfolds. I would go across to the camera, but my camera basically has decided it didn't want to work, so we don't have that option at the moment. If you are just joining us, this is the TCRSL League. We are at Circuit Zaandvort. We're on the Grand Prix circuit for tonight's proceedings. I am your commentator. That's me, Andy Pauly. I will be here for tonight's proceedings. So, the question is going to be, who do I put my 50p on? Bojan. My 50p is on Bojan. They'll have a warm-up, they'll have a 1-minute session, then we'll go into race 1. It is 15 minutes. It will be wall-to-wall action. If you follow the TCRSL so far this season, it has been wicked fun. But it's touring car. So just remember, there's always a bit of door banging here. And some people just don't like that. That's how it is. The pit, they've changed the camera, which is very unhelpful. Well, there we go. So that's going to be exciting. Right, as always, Paulie's predictions. Where do I put my 50p? See, it's a tough one because T-Joke in second. I don't think Shaw's in third has an opportunity. And purely because of the ballast that he's carrying on board. Trebek's biggest issue, who's down in fourth, Trebek's biggest issue is his consistency. And we've seen it time and time again. He can win races, because I've seen it. But he's got to get his head down. He's got to maximise his opportunities and basically not make any silly mistakes. Bojan has the opportunity here. Bojan has the opportunity, but T-Joke is a wily old fox. If Bojan is not leading by the end of the first lap, I think Bojan will struggle. But I'm hoping Bojan takes the victory. He's been on the cusp this season a number of times. Last time out, 2 mistakes cost him what I think should have been a double victory. And then he got put to the back of the grid after race 1, and that basically cost him the opportunity of the race victory. So hopefully Bojan can do it tonight for his first win this season. You'll see the flashing lights top left. Watch the lights in the middle, and then we will go racing. There we go. And it's lights out, and away we go. And who has had an amazing start as we go into that first corner? T-Joke has had a horrific start. Benny Norton has absolutely launched the car into that first corner. But as we ride now with Bojan, he's done everything he needs to do going through into turn 1. He's taking the race lead. That is perfect. That's what he needs to do. In the middle of the field, you've got Craig Deeks. Started 9th, he's up to 8th. He's got Poddyflax, Stu Neal with that ballast on board. He's hurting and hurting in the background. You've got Boki right in the middle of the field. All drivers pointing in the right direction and on the racetrack. Brilliant stuff. But at the moment, Bojan is leading from T-Joke, and he's got the right rest of the field behind him. We're in second position. There's third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. They are nose to tail as we ride on board now with Boki. He's gone through the left. He's going to go for the overtake. No, he isn't. He's got Van Sketten and Van Loon just ahead. But look at Butcher in the Alfa Romeo, the number 69. Can he go around the outside? As Boki squeezes up the inside there of Tim, but he's not going to get this done because he's going to be crucially on the outside into the next corner. Oh, and he's run wide. Boki's run wide. That's cost him how many places? 1, 2. He's going to get mugged by South and Papa Dim. That one tiny mistake and he's lost 1, 2, 3 positions within 2 corners. He's going to be raging in that helmet. He's given a little nudge there to the back of Nick Papa Dim. He's got to be careful because he'll be racking up those points. As we go through now into lap 1, T-Joke is leading. But as we ride on board with Charles User, he's got a lovely little tow from the car in front. That is T-Joke, and he's gaining. He's gone for the dive. There's the right. And you can see Trebek in the background has also gone up the side of Norton. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. He's run wide. They're all closing those doors solidly shut in the background. This is playing into Beaujean's hands. He's licking his chops in place number 1. T-Joke's run wide there. Shaw's User is on the back. Benny Norton is pushing up now. Benny Norton, he is that black and white Seat right in the middle. You cannot miss him. Boom, there he is behind him. That's Trebek. A lot of promise, but he's got to get that car done. He's got to manage those tyres now. As you see, Shaw's User's pushing it and pushing. Beaujean has to get gone, because the minute Shaw's User is released from T-Joke, you're going to see the hunt from car number 53. Beaujean's best opportunity right now is to get as much place, distance between him and the car in front. As you see Trebek. Right, George Relitas is on the back of Boki. This is 15th and 16th position as they're all holding station. We're watching at the front again. This is he on? No, he's not. T-Joke is holding station. We're riding on board now with T-Joke. He's in second place. This is the Hungarian versus the Dutchman versus the Englishman versus the Serbian. Versus the Englishman. It is 4 different nationalities in 1, 2, 3, 4 different cars. It is all to play for as we hold station now, coming through the long right-hander. Shaw's User is going to go up the inside of T-Joke, but he can't get it done. He can't get it done as they come off the final corner. This is the opportunity. Poddyflax on the back of Craig Deeks. I'm watching that. Nenad's on the back of Stu Neal as well. It's all to play for. Trebek is trying to go up the inside. He's the 53, 1, 2, 3, 4 car in the row as they're all going for it now. Poddyflax going to go up the inside of Craig Deeks. Oh, there's contact between those two. And that's, no, he doesn't have to really give that back, I don't think. The question is, can Van Skeppen run up the inside as well? There he is in the number 88 Thrustmaster car at the moment. His teammate, Tim Van Loon, down in 12th. Those two started together. Van Skeppen's up 1, Tim Van Loon's down 2. Holding stations now as we ride with Nenad, who's all over the back here of Stu Neal. Stu Neal is in 6th position. Nenad's in 7th. There's Nenad. Where's Stu Neal? There's Poddyflax. There's Craig Deeks in the background. The battles are front to tail, nose to wing mirror. Through the right-hander we go. Needs to keep this nice and tidy now. Nenad is going to apply the pressure. He's in the 31. That number white Alfa Romeo. Do not forget that. There he is. And just ahead of that, there's the battle for second position. Beaujean is playing this perfectly. 2.4 seconds is the lead. Shaw's User is as close as makes no difference a whisker. Butcher is going to go up the inside of Tim Van Loon. Has he done it? There's Butcher in the 69. Yes, he does. Clicks that door, ticks it, gets out, got done. Now he's got to get going. Lava Lemming has gone in the pits. He's come out the pits. Right, where's Shaw's User? They're all starting to bunch up now as they've all starting to hold stations. They've got to have managed their tyres. It's 1/3 race distance to done with 2/3 to go. This is when tyre management comes into position. This is when ballast is an issue. There's Beaujean, your race leader. 2.6 seconds gone. At the moment, he's got to build this gap because The statistics are telling me that if Shaw's who's up the inside there, he's up the inside of his old teammate, but he's going to not allow a little bit of a love touch between two of them. They're hanging it out to try the Hungarian versus the Netherlands man. The Dutchman, I mean. Does he go back for the old switcheroo? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. He's had to slot back inside again. It's reset. There is only really one or two overtaking opportunities. Right, Prieto's on the back of Realitas. He was, but there's the massive puff of smoke. There's Realitas. All 23 drivers started, all 23 drivers running. Lava Lemming is still running at the moment. His best lap's a 2-minute 8:02, but he spent more times in the pits at the moment. Right, let's take a look at Carl Smith on the back of Prieto. Prieto's in 17th, Carl Smith is in 18th. I am keeping an eye on that lead battle as well, see if that unfolds on the next lap. Carl Smith, don't forget, he is riding on board with him now. He's giving it a large. Right, back to this. Trebek is side by side there with Benny Norton. Benny Norton is the red and black car, that number 79. Trebek is the Renault. Trebek's not going to go around there. Riding on board with him now. He's just got to get much more drive. He's got to set him up if he wants to get this done. Because he's much more nimble. He doesn't have the ballast on board that car that Benny Norton does. But Benny Norton is being kept into touch by Shaw's user. That's the car ahead, riding at the front now. As you see, once again, Trebek has gone for the outside, but that's really, really going to push him. He's not going to be in an optimal position there. Nah, he just doesn't have the legs in that car. Oh, Shaw's went too deep into that corner. Tried to go around the other side of T-Joke. Not going to happen in there. In the background, Rob South is trying to get past Tim Van Loon. Has he got that done? No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. Tim Van Loon, once again, is hounding the back there of Rob South. The Rob South is the number 18, riding on board with him now. We're on board with Rob South. He's in 12th, don't forget. Right behind him is Tim Van Loon. 13th, the Dutchman versus the Britishman. Honda versus Seat. Two different cars, two different nationalities. Oh, he's had a little bit of a sim twitch there. Kept all four wheels on the road, didn't hit the barrier. Oh, that's going to cost him time. How much time has it cost him? It's cost him loads of time. So he's not going to be happy with that. He's going to have to reset and think his strategy again. Is his tyres starting to go now? He's got to be careful. We leave that battle and rejoin the battle that's been going on for the entirety of the race. This is the battle for second. This is playing perfectly into Bojan's hands. For those of you that are thinking, is this it? Is Trebek going to go for it now? For those of you that are going, Andy, I want to see Bojan. Well, I'm not going to go and watch him because I don't want to curse him. It'd be really nice to see him. Lava Lemming at the moment has gone into the pit, so he's had a DNF. He's not disqualified, he just didn't finish. Real shame there for Lava. He was getting some good times, but he spent a lot of time in the pit. But that's how it is. Right, riding now on board with Benny Norton on the rear wing, and he's gaining. That's Trebek in the background. Has Benny Norton just made the mistake? No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Trebek has to be powerful on those brakes. He just doesn't have the confidence. Benny is doing all he can to hold on to this position. Nenad is also stuck behind Stu Neal. Stu Neal is that one there, the blue car. Right behind that, that's Poddy Flack and Craig Deeks. And they're all just holding stations as we ride on board with Craig Deeks. You can see Poddy Flack just ahead as we ride on board now with Poddy Flack. Right, T-Joke has got Shaw's user once again all over his rear end. He's so close he can read the bumper. He can smell the octane in that Seat Cupra. He's the 1-2, that black car. T-Joke's run wide. T-Joke's run wide. This could be it. He teased him. He gave him a little tease there, but just kept his foot planted. That ballast coming into effect once again, and that's properly hurt him. It's properly hurt him. But that's how it is sometimes. Nenad is right in the middle now. He's got Poddy Flack in front, and he's got Stu Neal ahead. As we ride with Stu Neal now, and Stu Neal is just not going to be happy. all over that at the moment as it stands. So as we go now back to this is the battle in the middle through the left right hander. The question is, can he do anything from here? I don't think he can. I think they're all holding stations unless they can clear the white number 7 car, the car at the front, the Motul car. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. Rallytas and Prieto are battling in the background. Well, they're not battling, they're side by side. Prieto's on the left, that's the yellow DHL Audi. The one on the right, that's George Rallytas, 63-33. The number 9, that's Carl Smith. He's going in his chops. This is the battle for the Pro-Am series, so this is important. Nenad is finally alongside Stu Neal, but Nenad's the number 31. He's gone wide, and that's allowed Stu Neal to hook it back up at the inside. He's going to get a hair's whisker ahead. He'll crucially have the inside to the next corner. Nenad holds it around the outside, gets the job done. So Nenad, it's still not over. Stu Neal's going to go around the outside, get a little tuck up the inside. That's a very audacious move. But crucially, I think there was a little bit of a game twitch in the back, so don't worry about that. Stu Neal holds the position. I cannot believe it. 4 corners and they were nose to tail, side by side, and they're still all pointing in the right direction. Nenad hasn't let up yet. Nenad's the number 31. That's Nenad. We're riding on board now with Stu Neal right behind. There's Nenad, there's Poddy, there is Craig Deeks, and behind that is the Everett, Van Skeppen, absolute nose to tail. Craig Deek has run wide. Thankfully it's only into the corner rather than halfway through it, because that means he hasn't lost a lot of position or a lot of time. That's really going to hurt him now, because he's going to have Van Skeppen all over his rear end. Van Skeppen's the number 88. He's gone for the dive and gone for the he nearly smashed into the side of him. How many positions? 1, 2, 3. He started 11th and he's down in 12th, so he needs to watch that. Right, it is a 3:01 lap. It will be 2 laps, including this one. Tim Van Loon, he's obviously going to get a slowdown penalty for that. He's got no other option. This is it. There's Bojan, 4.5 seconds. He's managing this perfectly. T-Joke has been the blocker that the man needed him to be. At the moment, the question is, can he hold this position? Can he do what he needs to do? He's going to have 2 more laps. As you see, Trebek hasn't made progress either. He's trying to push. But the battle between Neal and Nenad rages on. Stu Neal is that number 95, the blue car. The man behind, 31, that's Nenad. Poddy's gone up the inside. Nenad saw him coming. But Nenad, ever the wily old fox, gets a much better drive out that corner. Absolutely no to tell. Right, Trebek and Benny Norton are side by side. This has been brewing for the entirety of the race. Trebek's on the right. Benny's on the left. Benny Norton squeezes himself just back into that position. Trebek's going to go for the outside. It's not going to work around there. He's going to have to be absolutely committed. A little bit of a bump there going across the curbs. That's hurt him. T-Joke and Shaw's user. It's going to be too little too late, because he'll have the next inside. He still has the next inside. So it's reset all over again. T-Joke is just holding on as best he can. You get the feeling here. I don't know if he's the rear gunner. Now, interestingly, what's happened to Bojan? Bojan has lost nearly a second on that last lap. A second. He was 4.6. He's now 3.4, 3.3, 3.2. What is going on with Bojan? Bojan, I'm not going to watch him. Come on, Bojan. Come on, you've got 1 more lap to go. 1 more lap to go, Bojan. You can do it. There's Bojan out the front. We're not going to follow him because he deserves this. He's been on the tip crisp of this run. Right, Trebek's going to finally get this done. Is he finally going to get up the inside of Norton? No, he's not. No, he's not. It's just not going to happen. I think it's going to be fizzled out. Stu Neal and Nenad are at it again. Nenad's going to attempt to go around the outside of Stu Neal. That's not going to work. Those two know each other very well in racing. Well, a little bit of a contact there, but no, it didn't. Just was the camera angle. Stu Neal's going to try the old approach, which is to go around the outside. Nenad sees that coming, closes that door immediately shut. So that is not going to happen. So Nenad finally gets the job done, gets ahead of Stu Neal. Poddy Flack is right behind. I just think that is going to be game over now. I think that battle has finally led its course after effectively an entire race. and they've hold station. Right, let's follow Bojan through at the moment. Well, I say that Van Skeppen has got Boki and Nick Papadim for company. This is 13th, 14th and 15th. At the moment, there goes Nick Papadim. A little bit of a spark there from Bojan. Boki's just ahead. That's fizzled out. That's fizzled out. Trebek's not going to get past Norton. Here's follow Bojan through for the final laps. Now it's down to 3.4 seconds. So Bojan, I think, had a wobble somewhere in the middle part of that race, because the gap's now got back up to 4.1. But that's again because T-Joke has got past Shaw's user, and once again the whole thing's gone blocked again. So Bojan is going to come across the line and finish his first victory this season. He's going to be absolutely ecstatic with that. Trebek is going to not get that done. So T-Joke second, Shaw's Useless third, Benny Norton's fourth, Trebek is fifth. Nenad comes home in sixth. Stu Neal is 7th, Poddy Flack is 8th, Craig Deek is 9th, Rob South is 10th. We watch Papadim and Prieto started 16th. He's up 3. Carl Smith, Martin Kirby. There's Derek Neal, father to Stu Neal, who also races in the league. He's going to come home in 20th. Andy Foster, not really covered Andy Foster for the entirety of the race, will bring the car home in 21st. Bill Campion, again, not really covered Bill. I don't think his car's damaged. Well, I don't think it is. It could just be the game. Again, not really covered him. He's had an uneventful race. And Lava Lemming. I don't know if he's had a DNF, but there is the provisional classifications as always. And what a race. What a race. Well deserved there from Bojan. Absolutely deserved that. At the moment, he could join a very elite club within TCRSL, which would be the Double Winners Club. So at the moment, in the same event, he's never achieved that in the league. So he's already had pole position. He's had fastest lap and race victory. Now, we have had 3 fastest laps and 3 race wins, but no qualifying. We have had qualifying and 2 fastest laps and 2 race victories, but no one has ever done the clean sweep. Ever. Nobody's ever done that. So but the question today is, can Bojan do that? That was early pace he set there, 4.2 seconds. Ultimately, he had a wobble in the middle, which was a bit weird, but there we go. That's how it stacks up sometimes. Right, we're going to go across to the Wheel of Fortune, as it's not actually loaded. There it is. So if you are new to the stream, between races 1 and 2, what we do is a stream. We do a reverse grid pick. Now, there is 23 cars in, so we will do a reverse up to position 16. So that means that anyone from 1st to 9 will automatically be reversed. Anyone from 9 to 16th is in the draw. It's a good way for some of the drivers in race 3 to get a win. So we do that live on stream. You're watching it live. You can't see because my camera don't work. And it will be position 12. So on the start grid will be Tim van Loon. So you Dutch fans, your man will be starting on the pole position. Will be starting on pole position. So, let's have a look. As always, we are a live stream, which means I have to write this. Okay, so it'll be position 3. So the server will get himself up and running, and we will see how that stacks up. What a race. What an absolutely sensational race there. Well deserved from Bojan. He had to lead. Like I said, he had to be leading into that first lap. He needs to give T-Joke 50p. T-Joke held up the entire field. I think it might be a different race too. I'm hoping that Bojan can join this very elite club of the doubles this season. He deserved it. He drove perfectly. It was it was an absolutely sensational race for him. The question is going to be, can he maintain that now? So that's how it stacks up. Again, I can see quite a few of you in the chat and in the background. Let me know your thoughts, as always. I'm always happy to talk to everybody on stream. They're still figuring that out, so we'll just work on that and see how that goes. Desiree R, I think that's how you said your name. Obviously for the Dutchman and the 88 and the 99, that's who you're supporting. You did very well, did very, very well for the Dutch fans. Got a 3rd, a 12th and a 13th, and your man will be on pole position for race 2, so that's going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting. Tim Van Loon was fast, so if any of you have... He's fast, but it's consistency. Now, Van Skeppen is fast as well, but he's going to be down there in 13th, so I think he's going to struggle to get himself up into one of those top positions. But you don't know, because this is a very, very hard track to pass. And that's the key to this race circuit, I think. That's the key to someone taking the victory, is they're going to have to manage that. They're going to have to manage that. Right, we're going to go across to the live stream. And again, hopefully we can actually get in here, because the whole thing's going a bit wibbly-wobbly. Right, so again, if you're new to the stream, we have the ability to talk to our drivers and go through them. Russ, can you hear me?
I can, mate. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but hold on a second. For some reason, you're coming out of the wrong speaker. I don't know. It's completely gone to pot. So that's going to be interesting to see. Can people at home hear Russ? Can you talk, Russ? And I just need to know if people can hear you.
Hello.
Perfect. It's okay. So I can hear you on mine. Hopefully, just let everyone know who's watching, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear Russ. If not, then we'll have to figure out what's going on, because I can't figure it out. Right. Russ, what a race for that race. A lot of action going on in there. How would you sum it up for yourself?
A bit uneventful, really. Everyone either made a mistake in front of me and I took the place, or was too quick down the straight and just breezed past me. But yeah, I sort of had a feeling that I would be struggling for the back end of the top 15, because it's not really a track I'm very good at. So no, yeah, race 1 went to plan.
That's brilliant. I mean, it's quite a difficult type of racetrack, I think, and it's a hard to pass as well.
It is, yeah. Like I say, I mean, I don't think I had the confidence to actually try and pull a move on anybody, but people just kept making mistakes in front of me, so I managed to pick a couple of places up through people just driving off the circuit, luckily. So, yeah.
So, do you think it's going to be one of those things then that, again, for race 2, because obviously in race 2 you're going to be starting 11th, but that puts you in race 3 right at the front of the grid. You'll be in 2nd position.
Not for long. Yeah, maybe for about 2 or 3 laps, and then I'm just no good. I just can't get this track at all. The bank left-hander, I don't seem to get right, and for some reason seem very slow in sector 2 compared to everybody else. So I shall try and stay there for as long as I can, but I don't obviously want to rack the instant points up too much that I don't finish. So it might be a slow, progressive move backwards, I think, in race 3.
So how are the track limits on this track? Because obviously we've raced at some which have, when they've reset the game, they've obviously made them quite harsh. And obviously this one's had an update.
It has. To be fair, track limits was alright. I only got 1 track limit violation. The only thing that I did notice in the practice and in qualifying, I didn't notice in the race as much, was the amount of tyre smoke that you were getting off of cars like in front of you and things like that. At one point, I think I was in the practice, I was following Bill round, and at one point I just couldn't see a thing. Which was quite interesting. But yeah, I don't know if it comes up on the stream as much as it does on people's like everyone's individual monitors and headsets, however they're racing. But yeah, the tyre smoke was quite surprising, really.
So it does come up. It does come up on stream, because on one of the camera angles that I was watching, it basically was a absolutely huge what was it?
Smoke screen.
Yeah, basically, to put it politely. It was an
Yeah,
absolutely
basically,
huge,
at
huge
times
smoke screen.
That's what it's like driving through as well. You kind of have to kind of figure out where you are on the track and know which way you're going.
So yeah, that seems to be what's happened. So it'll be interesting to find out, what happens going forward, I think.
Yes, very. Like you say, race 3 could be very interesting, but I'm not expecting to do anything to a man. So don't hang your hat or your 50p on me to win race 3, because it would be a real waste of your money.
Well, I do have a habit of messing up my 50p's. Let's be honest. There is a real opportunity that will go horribly, horribly wrong. So, right, I'm going to leave it there because I seem to have some, as always, audio problems. I'm not sure why. It seems to have had a meltdown on me, which is good. Well, good luck for race 2. Obviously, good luck for race 3.
Thank you, pal.
Andy Foster was coming up on stream and saying, he was right behind Bill, and it was just, he was smoking like he was smoking everywhere. So it appears that the new update has obviously caused some excitement, I think.
Yes. Someone's got a bit smoke happy with the update.
Yeah, I think that might be what's going on at the moment. So we'll see how that unfolds. Well, what are you hoping for race 2?
If I can stay where I am, that will do nicely. If people want to drive off the road in front of me again and I can take a couple more places, that'll be even better. But the pace that these guys have got, I'm not expecting it. So, yeah, if I can stay hopefully in the top 15, that'll do me. Which will
be really good. If you get the chance, watch back. So Bojan, I don't know if you're aware, won the race.
I kind of could have guessed that off of his qualifying lap alone.
But what's going to be interesting? What's interesting is that T-Joke kept Shaw's behind. So if Shaw's can clear T-Joke, I think Bojan's going to have a real hard time, I think, keeping that position. But
yes,
I'm hoping he does it because I think he deserves it. He's been on form so far tonight, so we'll see how it is. Right, I'm going to leave it there, Russ. Good luck for race 2, and no doubt I will speak to you at race 2. Hopefully it's a bit more eventful.
Yes,
hopefully. In a good way.
Well, not too eventful. I don't mind cruising around and taking places off people that drive off. So.
Right, good luck.
Thanks, mate. Speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon. As always, like I always like to say on these type of streams, my camera would be there, but it's not there. Isn't that nice? Zaandvort's a very interesting racetrack. It's always been an interesting racetrack. It's a traditional type of track, and what I mean by that is that there is very, very little runoff for anyone, for basically everyone. Which means if you make a mistake, you are basically in a wall. They seem to like... I'm not sure it's tyre smoke. I think it's dust, but it is what it is. If you're just joining us, you're about to join us for race 2. I am your commentator. That is me. I am Andy Pawley. We are at the circuit Zaandvort. We're on the GP circuit. Air temperature, track temperature, always hot. Winds have picked up a little bit. Was 3.5, is now 8.05. Does it make a difference? Not that much. And it's dry. It's always dry in race room. It never really changes. We are going for... I've got to remember what button to press. That one. There's some new buttons on this I just haven't quite figured out yet. So they'll finish the practice, then they'll get their 1 minute warm-up time, and then they will get a formation. It's warm-up, then followed by formation. And that just allows the game to sort itself out while everybody loads in. Right, let's have a quick look over on the chat. Again, see a lot of you still there. Come and say hi. If you haven't already, get onto the Discord, get yourselves involved. It's a great bunch of drivers, and they're really, really good. Really, really good. So let's have a look what we got. So Sash So Sasa, hopefully I said your name right. Apologies if I got that wrong. So he's going there for the Serbians. Well done. Your man came home in pole position this time out. Desiree, hopefully a good race for them in race 3. Hopefully a good race in race 3, and your man can be in pole position. Again, nice to see you, Gregor. Remco Pole, hope I said that correctly. I'm pretty much saying he's saying go on shores. So that's Dutchman. Again, got a lot of Dutch fans in. Say hi and hello and welcome from Britain. And Andy Foster as well. For those of you, Andy Foster is in the Honda Accord. Oh, not a Honda Accord. It's not a Honda Accord. It's the other Honda. It's the Honda Civic. He was in the yellow DHL Audi last season. That's the best looking car. I love the yellow DHL Audi. I just love the yellow cars. They're the best. Unless it's a Lincoln Co. 03. And I love the Lincoln Co. Great looking car. But it is rubbish. It's too heavy. The gearbox is rubbish. And because we do not run open setups, they are fixed setups. The issue that you have is that car, the Lincoln Co., comes alive if you can set the car up. But we don't allow it. There are no Astras running with us at the moment. It is predominantly as a mix of cars, actually. It's mostly Alfa Romeos, Seats and Hondas in the 23 cars that are running. On average, a question comes up. He said, Andy, why is there not many drivers that we saw last week out? It's a statistical thing. For those of you that know me, I like my statistics. On average, we get to see between 23 to 29 drivers every single week. But what we're all about at TCRSL is the quality of racing. You know, I've said it times and times again. I've commentated on fields of 30, and the racing just, it's good. But if it's a field of 15 and they're close, it's even better. And that's where we are. We do run ballast. It's 30 seconds until lights out for race 2. 15 minutes, don't forget. The starting positions are the finishing positions of race 1. So this is where Bojan has the opportunity to get fastest lap and race victory. And here we go. The question is he going to get a good start? He should do, because T-Joke didn't get a good start last time out. Watch the lights at the top in the middle of your screen. They will go full out momentarily, and it's lights out and away we go. And then T-Joke has had a better start this time, but not good enough. He's had to go immediately defensive into turn 1. That's not what he wanted. Jules User is once again hung out in the middle. All drivers are holding through at the minute. Yes, they are. They are all holding station. Trebek hasn't managed to get past Benny Norton. He was trying to push. Oh, there's contact. There's contact in the background. He's not going to like that. I've pressed the wrong button. Oh, he's had contact in the rear end. That's not going to help him. Rob South is going around the outside of Van Skeppen. Has he got the job done? Yes, he has. Tim Van Loon has gone around the outside of Boki. Well, he's not around the outside. They're side by side. They need to slot in. Prieto in the DHL Audi. That number 33 goes up the inside. A little bit of a board banging. That's what it is. Door banging. Holding stations at the moment. Tim Van Loon has Nick Papadim for company. He's not doing well here. He's losing positions. He's down 3 within the opening lap. He's going to be down 4 because Rally Tass is going to mug him as well. He's not having a good open lap. He's basically offline in the wrong position, and that's really hurting him. He's got to get that car into position as we ride on board with him now. He's still not in the train. Carl Smith is far behind. He's got to get himself within that train of cars, otherwise he's going to lose out to another host of drivers. Right, Bojan has T-Joke for company. So there's T-Joke riding on board now with T-Joke in second position. Bojan hasn't dropped him as quickly as he did in race 1. So this is T-Joke's opportunity. He's got to keep within distance of Bojan if he wants the opportunity. Tim Van Loon is also on the back of George Rallytas at the moment. There's George Rallytas riding on board with him now. But we're going to go to the lead battle. Where's T-Joke? T-Joke's on the outside. We're into turn 1. That's not going to work through there. As a little bit of tyre smoke kicking up there into that corner. As we ride on board with third place man Charles User. Carl Smith and Rallytas are in battle as well. Keeping an eye on that. Down in 16th and 17th position. We're riding on board with Charles User. Riding now from the lead first place man. That's Benny Bojan. In second is T-Joke. That's what's a three-way battle now for the lead. He hasn't dropped him in the same way that he dropped them in race 1. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there coming from the back of T-Joke's car. That's allowed Shaw's User to get up within the back. They might have had a conversation because these two in second and third used to be teammates. Poddy Flack and Stu Neal, I think, have just... Oh, he's going sideways more than he's going forward ways. And that's going to allow Craig Deeks... left the door open for Craig Deeks just enough. Right, it's really kicking off. T-Joke has got past Bojan. Bojan is going to lose another position. That's 1-2 positions. He's made a mistake. He must have made a mistake somewhere. So Bojan, in the space of 2 corners, has gone from first to fourth. Has he flat spotted his tyres? Has he overcooked it? Bojan now. This is where Bojan's biggest challenge is. He's got to get his head down now and get back on the power. He is faster than the front 3 drivers. He has shown this through race 1, but he's got to get this done. He's got to get his head down now and get on it. Right, Van Skeppen's got Butcher for company. Van Skeppen, he's number 88. There he is. Right behind that is Ross Butcher riding on board now with Butcher. We're going to keep an eye on Trebek. Trebek was going for Shaw's, but not enough. Van Skeppen's on the back of Butcher. Prieto's got Papa Dim for company. There's Papa Dim. He's in the 18. The other one, that's the yellow one. That is Prieto. There is a second, third, fourth, fifth. All Stu Neal all the way through. Right, Shaw's User is right on the back. Oh, he's run a little bit wide there. He's run a little bit wide. Benny Norton's on the back of Andy Foster. There's Andy Foster in 18th, down in 22nd. Benny Norton's right on the rear end. Right, Bojan's back on Trebek. Bojan, he must have made a little bit of a mistake now. T-Joke, I don't... Bojan's done it again! He's really struggling with that car. That's where he lost all his time, I think, in that opening lap. And in lap 2, Trebek nearly sends it off into the barrier, and that's really hurt him. Bojan just needs to keep his head down now. Trebek will make a mistake, I believe. He just doesn't have the confidence under braking that Bojan has. So I think he'll get that job done. Right, where's Papa Dim? There's Papa Dim and Prieto. They're keeping actually the company. And Tim Van Loon in 16th. At the moment, he's keeping everybody company. He's got George Rallytas ahead. That's the Honda Civic. That's the man ahead. Right, Kirby and Elwood are fighting for a battle. So there's the Tim Coronel car. That's Elwood. Right behind that, that's Kirby. And then you've got Benny Norton, who's now past Foster. So he's flashing his lights, I think, to say, boys, I'm coming through. Faster than you, let me through. But they don't need to do that because this is for position. What is the smoke? Bill Campion is going to have to be banned in 5 countries for that amount of smoking. He's all over the road. I think he's locking the brakes. What's going on? Absolutely mental stuff. It is what it is. That's one sensational update. Right, Nick Papadim's on the back of Prieto. Well, he's on the side of Prieto again. And that's going down. He's run wide. Papadim's run wide. He's lost 1, 2, 3. I think they might have overdone the smoke in the update. But there we go. Right, there's Bojan. Bojan's just losing time. Hand over fist. Let's ride on board. Has all these wheels pointing in the right direction? Yeah, they are. Well, he's got 4. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 on his wagon. So he's just struggling. He's just struggling with that car. A real shame, but this race is not over yet. It's 1/3 through with 2/3 to go, so he can still do this. Right, Rob South is on the back of Butcher. Oh, he's on the back of Butcher. He's been on the back of Butcher for the entirety of the race. Craig Deeks down, who's in 8th position. That's Van Skeppen behind. Behind that is Butcher and Rob South. Behind that, that's Boki, teammates to Bojan. Look at the smoke coming off the car. Yeah, I think they might have overdone the smoke here because as they all go through that corner, they are all smoking like chimneys. Right, Bill Campion has got past, Benny Norton's got past Kirby. He's got to get past Bill Campion and Elwood, but they don't have to give the position up. There goes Benny Norton. He's got that done. He says, thank you very much. Through there he goes through the puff of smoke. Absolute brilliant stuff. As we ride on board now with Benny Norton. He's in 20th position, don't forget. Just ahead of him, that is Elwood. He is in the Tri-Corp. If you're wondering who have we lost, we've lost Lava Lemming. He unfortunately is not carrying on this evening, or I don't think he is, but we're up to 23 cars. There is Bojan. Bojan's just not having a good race. He's 1.4 now off. Tim Van Loon's side by side with Rallytas. There's Prieto, there's Rallytas, there's Van Loon. Can he get it done? No, he can't. It's reset all over again. Yes, he can. Rallytas has taken a really weird line through there. Papadim's going to nip up the rear end. It's Honda versus Honda for the battle. Right, Butcher has got Van Skeppen for company. This is Van Skeppen. He is in 10th position. Right behind him, that is Butcher. He's got past him now, so Van Skeppen has got past Butcher. Nenad, for you Nenad fans, he's in 5th. He's kind of in no man's land. He's kind of on his own, having a party of one. So we'll see how that unfolds. But Benny Norton should get this done quite quickly. Elwood's in the Tim Coronel car. He's run wide. And Benny Norton will just get that done. He'll just get that done. Right, Van Skeppen's got Craig Deeks for company. There's Craig Deeks. He's just ahead. Question is, can he now convert this into a race-winning drive? I don't think he can because he's all the way in 9th position, so that's going to struggle from there at the moment. Shaw's user has got the gap to 5.1 seconds. Bojan's starting to come back. So that gap was 1.4 seconds. It is now. Right, Bill Campion is fighting Martin Kirby. There's Martin Kirby riding on board with him. In 22nd, there's the the man of smoke and mirrors, number 99. That is Bill Campion. Through the right-hander we go. Needs to keep it nice and tidy. What can he do from here? Riding now on board with Bill Campion. And there is Andy Foster. It's a three-way battle. Elwood has managed to gap himself now by nearly a second. That's going to really help him out. Right, can Kirby get this done? He's gone on the outside. The inside, can he get it done? No, he can't. He just can't get it done. It's all over the place. Absolutely brilliant. So they go through the smoke and fog, and you can see Andy Foster's now attacking the side of Kirby. Can he get it done? Yes, he can. No, he can't. Holds it just enough. Right, Craig Deek is on the back of Stu Neal. Stu Neal started 7th, hopefully will finish 7th. He's going to be wanting to do all he can here. The ballast on board that car is just hurting him. Timed over fist as we ride now from the rear camera. Van Skeppen's all over the back there of Craig Deeks. Craig Deeks is the number 69. He's the 1-2, that white car with the black bonnet. Van Skeppen is the yellow Thrustmaster car in the front. Shaw's user is currently leading. Lap 6 at 5 minutes to go. Can he hold this now? Can he hold this till the end of the race? Bojan's got that gap down now to 7/10 of a second, but he's kind of now just in that middle part of the field. T-Joke was leading momentarily, but Shaw's user managed to get past, so he's now leading as he comes down into the final corner as we get 4 minutes 3 to go. Question is, can he hold this? You can see Nenad has Poddy Flak for company in the background. The question is Nenad going to do this? Is Nenad going to hold him up? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Poddy Flak is trying to sell Nenad there, the dummy, but he's thinking better of it. Benny Norton's on the back here of Stu Neal. Not Stu Neal, the other Neal. Benny Norton should get this done pretty quickly. I think he will struggle to go any further. He might get Carl Smith. Don't forget, he had that incident in the opening lap, which put him all the way down in 18th. He's 14 positions off. He started 4th. He's now down in 18th. So he's on a recovery drive. Realistically, I think he'll probably get to 16th, but go no further. Poddy Flak is all over the back here of Nenad. Not with that, he's not. He's going to get a slowdown penalty. He's going to get a slowdown penalty. Maybe that's what Bojan had. Maybe Bojan had a slowdown penalty. We will see. Right, Nick Papadim is on the back of Van Loon, and Van Loon is on the back of Prieto. Prieto, the Spanish man, riding on board with him. He's in 13th. He's against the Dutchman as we got... What was that? Van Skeppen. What's going on with Van Skeppen? Van Skeppen's had a right old stop there, so Van Skeppen is now down 2 places. But that's not what it is. Van Loon is up the inside here. He's on the outside now. He's going to have to really hold stations if he wants to get this done. Is he going to be able to hold on to this? No, he isn't. Yes, he is. No, he isn't. Yeah, it just is. You get the feeling here that Van Loon is going to strike on the next lap. You get the feeling that Prieto is running on borrowed time. He's in the 33 DHL Audi, but we're going to have to leave that battle and quickly watch the lead battle to see what can be done here. So Trebek is not going to go around the outside of T-Joke. That's not going to happen. What can Prieto do? This is a three-way battle into turn 1. I don't think a 3 into 1 doesn't go. Someone's going to have to give up. Prieto runs wide, puts the car perfectly onto the tarmac. It's 3 wide now into turn 2. Someone has to give up. Otherwise, it's going to be a three-way battle. Van Loon goes up the inside, but Prieto gives him a nudge from the rear end to say, well, if you're going to bang me, I'm going to bang you. But that's not going to work. That's cost him more time. How many positions does he lose? 1. That's the number 33 DHL Audi. By the way, has lost 1 position. Is he going to lose out to Papadim? Papadim is the 18 in that Alfa, the next to that one. He's thought better of it. He's left the go-go pedal, and that's cost him time now. Papadim has... No, Papadim mugged a lot of them, actually. Papadim's mugged him. Good old Papadim. He saw that coming and said thank you very much, so he's mugged him as well. Derek Neal is on the back of Elwood. This is 19th and 20th position. Derek Neal is the black Renault number 7. Smoking away there, as he says. Right, Rob South is by Butcher at the moment. So again, Kirby. I think Kirby's come off the track. Yeah, he has. So Kirby's come off the track at the moment. Right. Trebek has to get this done. He'll get... I don't think he will. If Trebek wants any opportunity here of having a race victory, he's got to get this done on this lap. Now, the problem Shaw's Usa has got, Shaw's Usa just has so much ballast. But there's only really one overtaking opportunity that people can get Shaw's for. And that is going to be into turn 1. Now, they will get... this will be the last lap. This will be the last lap. The question is, can Trebek do anything? Can Trebek get round T-Joke? T-Joke's run wide. Bojan is right at the back. Bojan must have had a slowdown penalty or 1 bad lap, and that's cost him, I think, the opportunity of a double race victory. But he's going to sit in the background here because there is 3 drivers ahead. 3 drivers can make mistakes. 3 drivers can hold station. There's a little bit of a tap there from the back of Bojan, but Trebek's all fair in love on war, pushes him and gives him the squeeze again. And that's fair, because as always, like I say, if you nudge me, I'll nudge you. That's how the racing is sometimes, as they all deploy the smoke screens. And has that cost Bojan the opportunity? I think it has. I think that's really now going to hurt Bojan as we watch again. Again, I'm not going to curse. I'm not going to curse Shaw's Usa. T-Joke there in 2nd position at the moment. Less than half a lap to go. This is the last lap of race 2 at the moment. We're following the lead battle. It's a 4-way battle for the lead at the moment. I think failing any abysmal accidents or incidents, I think Shaw's Usa is going to be race 2 victory. Bojan is going to be come home in 4th position. He should have won that. It'd be interesting to know if he's had an incident or an accident. Shaw's Usa will bring the car home in 1st place, followed by T-Joke. Trebek will be 3rd. Bojan will be 4th. Nenad will be 5th. Nenad just finished in no man's land. He managed to hold off Poddy Flack in 6th. Stuniel is 7th. Craig Deek, Butcher South. Boki, Papadim, Van Loon, Prieto, Van Skeppen. Rallitas will bring the car home in 16th. Carl Smith in 17th. Not really spoke about Carl, he's done it again. Benny Norton recovers to 18th. Elwood is in 19th. Neil is 20th. Bill Campion is 21st. Foster brings the car home in 22nd. And Martin Kirby, we saw, had that incident, will by himself, will bring the car home. I think it was by himself, will bring the car home in 23rd position. And he crosses the line. And that is race over. Fastest lap goes to Trebek. So Bojan won't be able to complete TCRSL history. That will be left for someone else. So there is provisional classifications. Usa, T-Joke, Trebek. From Bojan, Nenad, Flack, Stu Neal, Deeks, Butcher South, Boki, Papadim, Van Loon, Prieto, Van Skeppen. From Rallitas, from Smith, from Norton, Elwood, Derek Neal, Bill Campion, Andy Foster, and Martin Kirby. And that stacks up the race results for race 2. What a race. Absolutely sensational. again, a different race winner. So we've had Bojan, which is another race winner, and Shaw's User coming home again. Now, this is going to make the Drivers' Championship super exciting because Shaw's is down in 5th. Nenad is just doing a solid result. Jean Pretre is currently 2nd in the championship. He will lose that. I suspect he's going to be down somewhere 5th at the moment. It could be Nenad, you know. Nenad could be first in the championship following this week out. So that's going to be interesting. In the Pro Series, Neil was leading. I don't think he is. It's Nenad from Jean Pretre. Shaw's User was down in 116 points. That's blown open. My money's on Nenad. I think Nenad's going to be leading both. I think the Pro and the overall. Tim Van Loon should be leading the Pro-Am series. He's 2nd from Craig Deeks and from Boki. Bullen's no longer racing. I don't believe Aaron Markham is either. I've not seen Matika. I think Nota has also retired from the championship, and Nikita Grauer. We'll see what happens. So that's how it stacks up. Rob South, I believe, should be leading the AM series. He's 190 points to 134 for Andy Foster. So I believe he should be leading that championship as it stands at the moment. I don't think Andy Wilkinson made it, and Andrea Bandito did not make it either. So that's how it stacks up for that. Right, we are going to go into the last race of this evening. This is race 3. It is a reversed race grid based on the spin the wheel that we did earlier. So if you are just joining us for the opening, I think that's the password. Yeah, it's password. So if you are just joining us for this season or this race, this is race 3. We run 3 15-minute races through the evening. Race 3 is a reverse grid of race 1. It is done live on stream, so you can go back and you can see that that's done live on stream. But if you're wondering who's on pole position, the man on pole is Tim Van Loon. 2nd is Russ Butcher. 3rd is Rob South. 4th, Craig Deeks. 5th, Poddy Flack. 6th, Stu Neal. Then Nenad. Then Trebek. Then Norton. Then Yusa. Then T-Joke. And then Bojan. And that will stack up the front 12. Then you've got Van Skeppen, Boki, Papadim, Prieto, Realitas, and so on. So that's how it stacks up the grid. Now, as always, we've got 8 minutes. They probably might cut this short, wait for all the drivers to come in. Where do I put my 50p? Now, this is a really tough decision because anybody in the top 12 can win this race. Anybody. Van Loon is fast. He's consistent. Now, the benefit that Van Loon has is he's got Russ Butcher behind him. Now, Russ Butcher isn't going to do anything silly. He doesn't want to get himself involved in any incidents. He just wants a good, clean race. Rob South has come on leaps and bounds, but he lacks some consistency. Craig Deeks, he has won a race before. He's won a race 3 before. But his biggest challenge, he's got to get past Rob South. Poddy Flack, race winner, is super fast. The challenge that Poddy's going to have is that he's got his teammate from the Apex Predators right behind him, Stu Neal. So the question Poddy Flack's going to have is, do I protect my teammate, Stu Neal, so he can maximise his championship points, or does Poddy Flack go for the race win? Now, this is going to be key. If Poddy can clear Deeks and South within 1 lap, that's where I'd put my 50p. Would be on Poddy Flack for the race win. But if he doesn't and he gets stuck behind Butcher, he's going to get some real trouble there. Nenad's rapid as well. Nenad is going to be in 6th position, is rapid. He's running about 3rd fastest at the moment. But again, the front runners, so Trebek, Norton, Usa, Tjoke and Bojan have to clear the rest of the field. And that's what's going to be difficult. And as we've seen time and time again, the issue that the front runners often have, and for those of you that have followed my stream, I've always said this: if you want to win a TCRSL league, if you look at the greats that have done it over the history of the league, they've all mastered that race 3. All of them have mastered race 3. And that's the key, because in race 3, if you're fighting for a championship, you can't afford to have a silly incident. You can't afford to have a disqualification. And you've only got 30 incident points, which is not a lot of points. So they're going to have to navigate this very carefully. They're going to have to make sure they don't rack up a stupid amount of points. And they're also going to have to be careful that they don't get knocked out either, because Bojan is going to be right. Bojan, Tjoke and Shores are all going to be in the middle of that pack now. And that's going to make it tricky. So we'll see how it goes, I think. But it's a hard one, this one. This is a really hard one to decide who I think is going to be race winner. Again, I can see a number of you at home watching as well. So let me know in the chat, for those of you that are watching, where would you put your 50p? Tim Van Loon is starting on pole. Butcher is alongside. On row 2, we have Rob South. Alongside him is Craig Deeks. On row 3, we have Poddy Flack. Alongside him is Stu Neal. On row 4, we got Nenad with Trebek. On row 5, we've got Norton alongside Shaw's User. And on row 6, we have Tjoke with Bojan alongside him. So let me know in the chat, if you're still watching, who you think will be race winner. It's a tough one to call. It's a very, very tough one to call with 4 minutes to go. I'm just not sure who can do it. We're going to pop over to the commentary box and have a little look in here at the moment. Stu Neal is in the commentary box. Stu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay. Race 1 and 2, that ballast, let's start off with that to begin with, looked like it absolutely hurt.
Yes, it did. I was happy to get away with 7th, to be fair. I wasn't going to get any higher than that unless someone got nerfed or fell off by themselves. So, yeah, it was tough.
So the big question I've got for just looking ahead to race 3, obviously with 3 minutes 37 to go. My big question for race 3, obviously Poddy starting ahead of you, and he obviously is your teammate. And he's at the moment he's not fighting for a championship. So the question is there any team orders going to be happening, or is it a case of see how far Poddy gets and then go from there? Because right behind, you've got the likes of Nenad, Trebek, Norton, Yusa, Tjoke, and Bojan.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with him starting ahead of me, that's good. I'd rather just sit behind him for as long as I can, to be fair, let him tow me round. Because, yeah, if I got past him, he'd only be hounding me to try and get back past again. So, yeah, it's like I made a mistake in that last race. And obviously he flew by. And I was like, oh, who else is going to get by? But luckily Deacon didn't manage to get me as well. But then it was a struggle to keep him behind me. Because obviously there's a big difference between 70 and 0, kilos wise.
Yes. Big difference. So one of the things that we saw on stream, there seems to be a lot of smoke.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any, to be fair. I mean, I'm on VR, so I don't know if that makes any difference, but I'm not seeing any at all.
When you watch the stream back, you will see you'll see a massive amount of smoke.
See, we all did an engine change, didn't we? We were all running diesels this week.
2 minutes.
But no, I mean, like I said, I'm not seeing it, so I don't know what that is. But a couple of the guys who I'm on with are saying they're seeing it. So
yeah. It's particularly bad
in practice.
Turn 1 and I think it's turn 6. It's just awful. Bill's smoking the most. So wherever Bill is, there's a massive amount of smoke, which is brilliant, to be honest. Obviously, haven't touched on tyres yet. How are the tyres in terms of, as we've said before, 2 times tyre wear always, it just eats into tyres. Are you finding it particularly damaging to tyres, this track?
Yeah, the front left really suffers, and obviously the more ballast you have, the quicker it suffers and the harder it suffers. So yeah, really struggling on the final few laps. But it is what it is, isn't it? That's the price you've got to pay. So yes.
So I think obviously with just over a minute to go before we have to get into the warm up before formations, race 3. What's your hopes for race 3? Again, is it just a case of damage limitation with the ballast on board?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just going to obviously try and stick behind Poddy and let him tow me round, and that's just the plan, really. That's pretty much it. try not to get too many incident points and try and finish the race.
But you know, as I've always said, if you want to win a TCRSL league, you have to be careful in race 3. You've got to pick your battles, and I've said it time and time again. Well, good luck for race 3. No doubt I will get to talk to you post-race. And yeah, good luck. Good luck.
All right, cheers then.
Cheers. So, as I always say, in terms of these type of things, it's the tyres. So front left absolutely being eaten. It is expected. Unfortunately, like I said, we do run 2 times tyre wear in this league, and that always has a huge impact on the car. And the ballast as well, it makes a huge difference. But it's one of the unique things that the TCRSL does, and it will hopefully carry on. The drivers seem to like it, which is really good. We'll go into the warm-up now for exactly 1 minute, and then after that minute, we will be going into the final race of this evening. It is a 15-minute race. I am your commentator. That's me, Andy Pawley. We are at the circuit, Zaandvort Grand Prix circuit. It is, you can see the temperature. The wind's gone down a little bit. It always is. It's sunny here. It is always sunny within race room. It just is. That's how it is. So there's the warm-up. You'll see that countdown, and then we'll go into the final race of the evening. Again, the chat's gone a little bit quiet. I don't know. I can't guess where I put my 50p. So I have had a couple of messages come across on my Facebook. So again, please feel free to contact me on Facebook. And I have had 1 or 2 messages on Discord. So we'll try and get through those quickly before the start of the race. Again, in terms of Discord, we've got predictions here. Someone has come across and said that they would like to see Tim Van Loon win the race. Yep, so would I. It would be the first time this season we've had 3 different race winners, which would be the first time this season, which would be absolutely perfect. Do I think he's going to do it? I hope he does, but I think he's going to struggle. Ballast. Another question about ballast in terms of the rules. Does it apply to all the drivers? No, it doesn't. It only applies to the top 10, and it's based off championship positions, and the ballast is carried for the entirety of the event. So if you are first in the championship going into this round, you will carry championship ballast of 70 kilos for all 3 races. That's where team play comes into position. That's where you have to think about whether or not you can do that type of opportunity. But here we go. Final race of this evening. Who is going to be victorious? Who is going to take this position? We're going to find out. And it's lights out and away we go. And Tim Van Loon has had an absolutely fantastic start going into the first corner. The question is, can he hold it? Can he close that door? Yes, he can. He's racing on. There's contact in the background. Contact already in the background as they're holding stations at the moment. The question is, can he get through now? Can he hold it? Yes, he can. That middle of the field is going to get a little bit dicey as we've watched. Rob South has gone off. He's gone off on the road as Shaw's Use has had a little bit of a tap there. He's in the 55 as well. He's down in 9th position. He's already up 1, so he's going to be super happy with that. Tim Van Loon's leading. He needs to do that as if he wants to go forward. Bojan's in 12, started 12. He's got his rear gunner right behind him. That's Boki. Bojan's the 55. Boki's the 96. He takes a much better line through there. Carl Smith has got himself up into the middle. George Rallytas, Kirby and Neil are all in the wall. But Tim Van Loon is currently leading this race on halfway through the first lap. He's not even completed one lap. He's got to get gone. Butcher has got Craig Deeks for company as well. But in the middle of the pack, there is T-Joke. There's Trebek in the 33. So Trebek has got T-Joke for company. 23 cars started. 23 cars still running on this track. Question is, can he do anything from here? There's T-Joke. He is side by side there with Trebek, riding on board now with Trebek. He's in 9th position. In 10th is T-Joke. There is Rob South. Oh, a little bit of a tap there. That's really going to hurt Trebek. Sorry, not going to hurt T-Joke more than it's going to hurt Trebek. Poddy Flack is up to 4th and hunting the Butcher down. The question is, can he do anything? Stu Neal has the entire field for company. There goes Shaw's User. There goes Benny Norton. These are all apex predators, all of them. I think Benny Norton is not going to overfight his teammates. No, he's let him through. I think that was an old switcheroo, purely because he doesn't want to be in that. He does not want to get tangled up and have a huge host of points. As we watch now back from Benny Norton. Benny Norton, he is that car, the red and white Seat. He's absolutely applying the pressure. There he is. He's doing all he needs to do here. The question is, can he apply anything? Can he hold this position? Can he hold station? I don't think he can. Yes, he can. There was smoke everywhere. Is that Tim Van Loon? Tim Van Loon's lost it. Tim Van Loon has lost the lead. He was leading into lap 2, and he's now all the way down in 7th. One little mistake, he's overcooked it. He's going to go further than that. He's lost out to Norton. He's going to lose to Trebek as well. He's down 8 places, 8 places. He will surely lose out to Trebek. No, he's managed to hold it. He's got to squeeze in. Craig Deeks is now leading this race. We have a new race winner. But at the moment, Tim Van Loon has got Trebek for company. There's Bojan. What a move. That was an audacious move there from Bojan. I think he just underestimated the braking opportunities. That's released Poddy Flack into 3rd. This is Poddy Flack's opportunity now. Gutted. I'm so gutted for Tim Van Loon. He was doing so well, but that's how it is this day in history. When all is said and done and that checkered flag goes, it all matters when on the last lap of the last corner. That's what matters. Right now, he is flying at the moment. Where's Shaw's User? So Shaw's User has got Nenad for company. There's Nenad in the number 31. These two are old rivals. Good friends, but old rivals side by side. Bojan. Is that Bojan? Bojan has got everybody for company. Sorry, that's Boki's got everybody for company at the moment. Right beside him is Van Skeppen. What can Van Skeppen do from here? He's going to struggle riding on board with Van Skeppen now. He's gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining, but he's not gaining enough. Trebek is gaining as well. He's gaining on Benny Norton. There's Stu Neal in the 95. He's struggling with, like he said in that post-race commentary, he's just struggling with that car as it stands at the moment. Top 4 separated by less than a second. Absolutely brilliant stuff. It would help if I hit the standings. There we go. Through the right-hander they go. They need to keep this nice and tidy. Derek Neal and Martin Kirby. Nenad and Shaw's are side by side. Shaw's is surely going to go up the inside of Nenad. Surely Stu Neal's going to go up the inside. No, he doesn't. It's reset all over again. It's an absolute car park at the moment. Everybody is fighting for every position, but all 23 cars started. All 23 cars are running. Absolutely magnetic stuff from the TCRSL. 1 race distance gone, 2 race distance left to go. That's 9 minutes and 53 seconds. Craig Deeks is 4/10 of a second ahead of Butcher. Butcher is his teammate, don't forget. So Butcher is going to be the rear gunner here for his teammate. Benny Norton is right on the rear end here of Stu Neal. There's Benny Norton. Shaw's is going to go at the inside of Poddy Flack. Has he got it done? Yes, he has. Stu Neal is going to get mugged by Benny Norton. There's Benny Norton. Benny Norton started in 9th. He's up to 6th. He's pushing now. He's pushing and pushing and pushing. There's Stu Neal. He's got his old buddy Trebek and T-Joke for company. Trebek's going to mug him round the outside. And there's Tim Van Loon, who's got mugged by Bojan. Bojan's the number 55. So every time T-Joke goes through, Bojan goes through. Right, Nenad and Poddy Flack are side by side. I think Poddy let Shaw's used to go. I'm pretty sure he let him go. So they're going to have to get moving if they want to do something here. So at the moment, Nenad is doing all what he needs to do here. Nenad's got to get past him. He's got to get past Poddy Flack. He's struggling a little bit at the moment. So Poddy's going to go defensive, I think, into that type of manoeuvre that he loves to do. He's frustrating to drive against. Nick Papadim is side by side with Prieto. Prieto's in the DHL. Papadim goes past. Papadim says, thank you very much. Prieto says, not this time round. So he's still side by side. As they go through now, is he going to have to nip and tuck in the back? He is. Shaw's has got Butcher for company. So riding now from that rear camera of Butcher. Don't forget, Butcher is in second. His teammate is in fourth. Shaw's user is right behind. So Shaw's user is up 7 positions. And as we ride on board now with Shaw's user, you can see he's gaining. The problem he's got, the problem Craig Deek has got, if Butcher cannot hold this man off for long enough, it's going to be game over. Back riding on board now with Butcher. And there goes Shaw's user. He's got everybody for company. Butcher won't let him go easy, because Butcher has to defend for his teammate. So he doesn't really need to look after him as best he can. Butcher is going to hold on as best he can. He goes up the inside. Shaw's user is going to be then on the outside, then on the inside. Butcher's going to hold it on the outside, but Shaw's user makes the point stick, gets it done. Benny Norton is going after Nenad. So there's Nenad in the 31. Benny Norton is stuck between is basically 4 cars, just pick one. Absolutely nose to tail. Riding on board with Nenad, he's in 5th position. The rest of the field I'm keeping an eye on at the moment. Craig Deeks is 1.9 seconds, 9.10 seconds ahead. It's going to be a tall order for Shaw's user at the moment as we ride on board with Trebek. He's right at the back of this as we got T-Joke and Bojan for company. 2nd to 10th is separated by just over 2 seconds. Absolutely brilliant stuff. 11th, which is Tim Van Loon, he's rejoined the party. He's gone, well, if you're all going to be doing this, I'm joining it as well. Absolutely magnetic stuff. At the moment, Craig Deeks is doing what he can do. Bojan is once again trying to go around the outside of T-Joke. That's not going to work around there. Bojan just has to compose himself now. The gap down to 8 tenths of a second, 7 tenths of a second at the front between 1 and 2. Right, Trebek is now going to go for the attack on Stu Neal. Riding on board now from Stu Neal's car. The question is, can Stu Neal hold this position? There's Trebek. He's on the left. He's absolutely going for it. He's got a hair's whisker ahead. Can he get it done? Look at T-Joke. T-Joke has gone up the inside and said, well, if you boys are going for this, I'm joining the party. And look who's creeping in the background. That's Bojan. Bojan's going for it. So at the moment, T-Joke is absolutely on this. There's Bojan. Bojan's going around the outside, forces Stu Neal a little bit wide. Stu Neal's going to get a slow down penalty. Bojan's let him back through. Brilliant racing there from Bojan. And it's reset. 23 started, 23 running. And T-Joke's made a mistake. He's run out of road all by himself. He's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is he going to lose 7 positions? He's down back in 16th position, so that attack is now gone. Real shame. Benny Norton and Nenad are still fighting. These two haven't given up. Nenad's in the 31, Benny Norton's in the 79. It is 2 by 2, lap after lap. The lead gap is now down to 5 tenths of a second, 3 tenths off. The board is still going. The racing is still on. There is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Surely Benny's going to get this done now. Yep, he ticks that box. Nenad loses a position. Started 7th, don't forget. He's up 6th, so he is up 1. There goes Bojan. Bojan's now got past Stu Neal. He's got that job done. He's up to 8th position. Where's Boki? Boki's on the back of Rob South. Rob South is in 11th. Boki is in 12th position. We're riding on board now with Rob South. Rob South is pushing and pushing and pushing. Boki surely is going to get this done. There goes another move. He's going to go up the inside. He's surely going to get this done. He has. Rob South sees him coming. And look at Van Skeppen. Van Skeppen in the background is going, yep, I'm going to go through as well. He'll little nip and tuck, closes the door. Van Skeppen gets that job done. Into 12th he goes. Brilliant stuff. Right, Craig Deeks now has Shaw's User for company. Shaw's User is in second. Craig Deeks is in first. At the moment, it's all holding station. Rob South and Van Skeppen have not let that go. Trebek's on the back of Nenad. He's given it all he can do now. Question is, what can he do from here? Nenad saw him coming. Whoa, gives him a little tap. But that was always going to be audacious through there. Trebek's probably got points to spare. Says thank you very much. Gets the job done. Will close that door shut immediately. Now the question is Bojan? Yeah, and Bojan mugs him as well. At the moment, you'd be forgetting to think that Bojan and Trebek are working together. Right, where's Craig Deek? Craig Deek still leading, 3 minutes 16 seconds to go. Shaw's User is in second. That gap down to less than 0.2 of a second. Rob South and Boki. Oh, major contact between all the three drivers, where the biggest loser of that is Boki. Manages to get the car back, pointing in the right direction, but he's smoking like a chimney again at the moment. George Relitas in 23rd. Right, Craig Deeks now has Shaw's User for company. Shaw's isn't going to do anything silly here. Craig Deeks needs to go defensive. He needs to put that car defensive because Shaw's User is just so much more confident on the brakes. So much more confidence on the brakes, forces the issue through, job done. Shaw's User takes the lead. Right, Trebek's got Bojan for company. There's Bojan in the 55, there's Trebek in the 33. These two are absolutely banging every single panel that they've got. They need to be careful because they're going to run out of incident points. That's what they've got to be careful of, and they can't afford to do that at this time. Papadim and T-Joke are all over each other. So T-Joke, don't forget, had that accident. He's back up now to 13th position. So he's making progress. The question is he going to make enough progress that he can hold on to this? That's what he's got to do. Bojan is back onto the back of Trebek. I said he's on the back. He hasn't got past or done it yet. He's still fighting for that position. Bojan is in the 55. That's the black-white Seat, left side of your screen, number 55. Number 33, that's Trebek, Renault Megane, and it's trading positions all over again. It's reset and it's re-go again. Right, Butcher's got Podiflak for company. We're riding on board now with Butcher. He's in third, don't forget. Podiflak's behind, he's in fourth. Benny Norton is in fifth. But you can see there's Trebek and Bojan. They're all fighting each other. Rob South is on the back of Papadim. And it is absolutely heating up. It will be one more lap to go, and then that will be it for tonight. The question is, who's going to take the pole position? Who's going to hold on to this? Because Butcher has got Podiflak. Now, Podiflak these two both race each other well and hard. Podiflak is going for it. Benny Norton's going for it. The question is, can Poddy hang this round the outside? Is Butcher going to get the better drive off the corner? He does. Can he get that door shut? Yes. It's close. You get the feeling that those teammates are going to get a 1-2. Andy Foster's on the back of Bill Campion. There's Andy Foster. He's in 20th position. Bill Campion is in 19th position. That's kind of fizzled out before it started, but we will watch that as it unfolds. Prieto is on the back of South. Prieto's in the yellow DHL Audi. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. There he is. Right ahead of him, that's Rob South. He's in the Honda Accord, riding on board now with Prieto. Question is, can he do anything? Can he push? Oh, he doesn't want to get a little bang there. Could end up being a bad day at the office. But he's held it, keeping all four wheels pointing in direction. All four wheels pointing on the road. That's it. This will be the final lap. No more. Question is, has Butcher? No, Butcher hasn't lost that attack yet. So Craig Deek is going to get second position. Shaw's User is holding up in second now. Tim Van Loon is back to 9th position. So he's lost 8. He went down to 12th and he's holding stations at the moment. Benny Norton, I don't think is going to get any further. Shaw's User is going to bring the car home. We'll watch Shaw's User. All the others at the moment, Andy Foster and Bill Campion are still battling. So this battle still rages on as I was about to watch the leader go past. But I think this is, that's fizzled out. So Shaw's User will bring home the car. He will do the double victory this time out. Craig Deeks will be super happy with second position. Butcher is third to the teammates, second and third. Followed by Flack, Norton, Bojan, Trebek, Nenad, Tim Van Loon, Stu Neal, Van Skeppen, T-Joke, Papadim, South Prieto, and in the smoke, there's Andy Foster. Smith, Boki, Elwood and Martin Kirby will bring the car home behind George Lalitas. So the Pro-Am Series, I believe, still will be leading by Rob South. And that's George Rallitas bringing the car home, followed by Martin Kirby. What a race. What a fantastic third race. And is that Bojan? Yeah. Bojan, fastest lap. Bojan's the fastest lap. He's been faster than everybody today. But that's how it is sometimes. That's just how the racing goes. I feel for him, but that's just it. So there is confirmation of your provisional results. As always, Yusuf from Deeks, Butcher, Flack, Norton, Bojan, Trebek, Nenad, Van Loon, Neil, Van Skeppen, T-Joke, Papadim, South Prieto, Smith, Boki, Elwood, Campion, Andy Foster, Derek Neal, George Relitas and Martin Kirby. And that's how it stacks up for your race 3 of this evening. What a race. What great 3 races we had. All 23 drivers started, all 23 drivers finished. It's a classic track which always presents unique opportunities. It's a hard track to pass at, and mistakes are extremely costly. So a lot of the drivers will have been very, very careful not to basically stack into something or into someone. So I've got to give it to them. Absolutely brilliant racing. Absolutely brilliant racing from all the drivers. So we'll stay in the comm box for a little bit longer, see if anybody comes to join us for a chat. We will be back next week, as always. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can always come and join us on Discord. Search for Tcsrl, Touring Car Sim Racing League. Even if you cannot drive in the series, as in the championship, there is an open server, so you can come and practice within the open server, and that's always worth it as well. Great racing. Bojan was brilliant, absolutely fantastic tonight. Shaw's User did the double, and again, Craig Deeks had that opportunity. I think the challenge that Craig Deeks had was the minute that Tim Van Loon made that mistake. I think that's what has ultimately cost Craig Deeks the opportunity of that race victory, because the Shaw's User then had one less car to pass. So I think that's a real shame in terms of tonight's racing. But again, the RC Racing boys will be proper happy. Second and third, which was absolutely fantastic, I think, from them. They absolutely enjoyed it. So we're going to go across to the driver stream, as always, to talk to some of the drivers from tonight's racing. Again, I can see a lot of you in the chat, so please, again, let me know your comments, and I'll try to get to your questions that have been sent to me, as always. So, I'm going to cross to Stu Neal to begin with. So we've got Stu, and we have got Mr. Elwood, Stephen Elwood, in our chat tonight. Stu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Right, let's talk about race 3 specifically. That looked like a right bunch of fun.
No, it wasn't. Not at all. Well, not from my perspective. From everybody coming through behind me, it was. Yeah. No, it's obviously tough carrying that ballast. I like you say, it's damage control. So I was just trying to keep whatever position I was in. But obviously, once one gets past, then another gets past, and then another, and you just kind of get swallowed up then. I made a couple of mistakes on the brakes and slid wide a couple of places. So, yeah, it was my own fault for a couple of it. But yeah, there's just, you can't compete at that point. But I'll be glad to take less ballast next week. So I think Shaw's had a right old result, so I think he's going to jump right back up again. So normal service will be resumed next week, probably.
Well, Nenad had a good couple of results as well. Nenad's always there.
Yes, he was a couple ahead of me. Well, I think he was ahead of me in all three of the races, actually, he finished. So, yeah, so he's definitely climbing up a bit as well. But, yes, never mind.
So you'll be quite happy to offload that ballast then for next week?
Yes, absolutely. The 70 is just sort of next level. It's 63 and 56. I don't know what it is. They're not so bad, but when you hit the 70, that's like the sweet spot of damage, basically. And yeah, I mean, tonight's track wasn't a bad one for having the ballast on, to be fair. But yeah, there was nothing else I could do with it. So
I suppose again coming back to that ballast, then I mean that's the thing, but it's tough, as we've said in the past. It's great when you don't have it. And you can go for those victories, but it's also incredibly annoying when you've got it. But again, that's why teammates are important.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I tried to get in the tow of Poddy, but he was just gone at the start. And again, they all had no ballast up there at the front, or less ballast, and it was just a case of, oh no, off they go. And I'm like, I've got no one to drag me along now, so it's just sort of waiting for people to catch me up. But yeah, I was on 25 incident points at the end as well. So at one point I was thinking, am I actually going to finish? So I'm glad to have come away with 10th in the end. I would have liked to have finished maybe 7th again, but yeah, I'm content with where I came. So yeah.
So obviously next week, where are we next week? I can't.
Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen.
Wow, that's going to
sprint feature.
So that's going to be interesting at Watkins Glen. Again, you're probably quite happy to get rid of the ballast for that type of track, especially after turn one as you go up the hill.
Up the hill, yeah. Whoever's got 70 is going to get absolutely destroyed up there.
Well, thanks for really well done. I think in terms of damage limitation, I think it was one of the better tracks to go for damage limitation because it's harder to
Definitely.
pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see next week.
Definitely.
Right, I'm going to go across now to Stephen. Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes, mate. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Again, joined us for races 2 and 3.
Yeah, had some technical difficulties at the beginning
tonight. Again, so started at the back at race 2. Take us through that, because obviously, have you practiced had any luck practicing the Zaandvort before?
Yes, I've done about 30 laps. That's about it. But it's a nice track. I like this one actually. Others don't, but I quite like this one. Yeah, so it was. I think I had a good drive. I just started slowly working through them one by one, and it's like I said, when it's getting confidence and overtaking is starting to get a bit better, and starting to stick a nose in where I'm starting to use the track, and I think it's improving week by week.
Yeah, again, getting faster and faster, which is good because obviously when you started, you were, as you said, not that confident on the brakes. And again, as you get used to the setup and obviously the racing, you're now in the mix within the pro. Is it the pro? You're in the AM category.
I'm in the AMs, yeah.
And the AMs, obviously, Rob South is. He's just disappeared into the distance on the AM series at the moment. But again. You've always got somebody for company. So is it a case, like you said, as the more practice you do, you're getting faster? I mean, have you changed anything with your setup as well? Because I remember we were talking about you've had some practice with some of the guys, I think it is, on the server.
Rob told me to give me a suggestion of moving my brake bias back a few notches, and that's helped a lot. That's really helped a lot. But no, I've got Russ. He's good as gold. He comes on and helps me around, and start finding my feet a bit, and then I'm all right. I'm all right going around on my own then. But every week I find myself getting closer and closer and closer to the quicker boys. Only gradually, mind, but nevertheless, I can see it, so I'm happy with that.
Well, I think it's that consistency as well.
Yeah.
Because when I look at the consistency, because one of the things I've got in the com box, which I'd have to do a feature on it at some point, is you can see the consistency. So it gives you a percentage rating from high to low in terms of the slowest lap to the fastest lap, and the top 5 are all 99.9 something percent. Like they're really up there. But yours has really progressed. I mean, you're in the 90s now. You're in the high 90s when you were, I think, 87% at once when you started. So, yeah. But again, that's great, and it becomes consistent. And then, are you finding now that your next challenge is all about running with the other drivers? In terms of, you're now in a pack, and you're going, well, I can't do that, because if I do that, I could take 3 drivers out, or I'm going to lose 3 positions.
Yeah. So when I first started, the first week, I was too scared. I was, as soon as I've watched a few replays back, and you can see as soon as cars start coming around me, I lift off and I just let them go. But now I'm starting to find my limits, and I can, I know if I'm coming into the corner and thinking, okay, this is not going to work. I can work my way around it, and I'll keep it there so I don't lose any positions, but I'm ready for the next corner if I can get in more. I'm just, getting a bit better.
Well, you can see that in the data, which is really, really good. Obviously, Watkins Glen next week. A big question, have you ever run at Watkins Glen?
I've done a few laps. I've never actually raced at Watkins Glen. I have done a few laps in the single player mode, so
it's fun. It's a track I actually like. It's one of the few tracks I do really enjoy, but it's commitment on a different level.
I know Mr. Butcher's excited about it.
I think Russ. I think we've run it before. I think Russ.
We have
in a previous season, and it after turn corner 1 up the hill. Are we running the hairpin? The chicane.
The inner loop, yes, we are.
Yeah, so as you go up the hill...
So, it's basically 2 chicanes stuck together down instead of the long... You go through turn 1, which is right-hander. You go through the S's up the hill. And then you've got a nice long straight, which on most layouts that people use just goes straight, and then it has a long sweeping right-hander. But we're using the inner loop, so it's got basically 2 chicanes back-to-back, and you go right-left, and then left-right, and then you do the sweeping right-hander. It takes a lot of commitment to be fast. And
you got to be brave.
Yes.
Got to be brave there. And it's...
Well, I just give it my best shot. I mean, I can do what I can do. Well, I think I'll be calling on Russ a few times.
You'll be fine, mate. You'll be absolutely fine.
My hand around a couple of times. Carl Smith has actually been handy. Me and Carl going round, because like with Russ, when we go around, I know he's holding back a hell of a lot to keep me with him. But when me and Carl go head to head, when we go around, I get way more practice there, and me and Carl, we've had some epic battles so far in races and in practice. I like running with Carl, so I'm sure me and Carl will do a few nights. And
well, I think that's one of the big benefits of the divide of the pro-am and the am, is that there's a good selection of drivers. Yeah. And again, for those that have followed the stream regularly, know my opinion on that. And it's, like I always say, it's easy to get the top guys. It's harder to keep the am and the pro-ams, because you run around. You run around on your own for a while. But it's, you and Carl. It's not just you and Carl. It's you, Carl, Bill, and Kirby seem to be all running around with each other at the minute. And Rally Tass disappears and then goes off the road and comes back.
Yeah,
it's like he misses you and goes, "I'm going to come back, come and say hi." He's actually come onto the chat now on stream.
Yeah, well, he knows where the good racing's at. Do you know what I mean? There's always action at the back.
And again, just quickly broaching on that action, obviously the driving with now in the pack with Carl, and that is that you all seem to be dragging each other along to the next, to the back of the. If we go back to the start of the season to where you are now, you're in the same camera shot roughly as the pro-ams.
Yeah, it's good.
So. Obviously, looking ahead to next week, obviously about Watkins Glen, is it a chance for you to get some more? Are you going to do some more practice, or is it a case of I'm just going to turn up and send it and see what happens?
Oh, I'll be getting some practice. I'll be getting some practice next week. To do quite a bit tomorrow. Well, I'm off for the rest of the week now until Placking Sunday, so sure I'll be on a couple of hours this week.
Get yourself.
You'll be showing us around then, Steve. Yeah.
Well, I'll do my best, mate.
Well, thank you for joining and coming to chat to us as always. I do appreciate it. You're welcome to stay on the chat here if you want. And otherwise, good luck for next week, which I think will be a fun track. I really think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a wicked track, to be honest. Okay, across to Russ now for the last chat of the evening. Russ, can you hear me?
I can, mate.
Brilliant.
How was that?
That's perfect. Right, I want to talk race 3 to start off with.
Yes.
Obviously, Craig Deeks was leading, your teammate was leading the race for a large proportion of that.
Yes.
And was hunting Tim Van Loon down as well. Was there any team orders, is the first question I've got, in terms of one you were going to hold up Shaw's as much as possible, or was it a case of we're just going to run our race and not slow each other down?
It was, like you say, run the race, not try and slow each other down, but I knew Craig was going to be quicker than me, and then when we come out of turn 1 or 2, I think it was, and it was like car left, I knew it was him, and it was just a case of trying to let him go as best as possible without losing too much time. But I think out of the bank left-hander, we managed to do that quite well. I slipped literally straight back in behind him, and he went off after Van Loon, and he did really well, to be fair. Forced Van Loon into a mistake, and he drove really well. I'm a little bit disappointed. Perhaps I should have tried a bit harder and held Shaw's up for another lap. I think if I'd have held him for another lap, I think Craig would have won it. But never mind. I'm sure he'll be more than happy with the second place. But he drove really well. He drove really well all 3 races. To be fair, he's been far quicker than me at this track. So he's brilliant.
And obviously you had with that again. Shame he didn't win, but obviously a 1-2, which I think is your highest joint finishing ever.
For the two of us, a 2-3. It is actually, yes. This season, 100% yes. But in terms of the two of us as a team, I think you're right. I think that's our highest ever.
Because I think
finished.
Because you've won before and he's won before, but not together. Haven't been on the podium. I need to check.
No, we've never both.
I need to check my statistics.
Never both been.
But I don't think you've ever both been on the podium, which isn't actually...
No, I think the next highest was the Donington Park in season 6. Craig finished 3rd, I finished 4th. In the sprint. That was a sprint feature round. I think the sprint round, Craig finished 3rd, I finished 4th. That was our previous highest results as a team in one race. Wicked. Means we're going in the right direction.
Which is a good result. Again, just obviously just going back through the evening as a whole. I mean, obviously we talked to you following, I think it was race 1.
It was. And
obviously you say you had a bit uneventful in race 1. Race 2 and race 3 looked very eventful for us.
It was good fun.
Race 3 was obviously eventful. Race 2 looked to us eventful. Again, it's that case of classic track, and there's only really 1 or 2 overtaking opportunities there.
Yeah, and you do have to be really committed, but the Cupra had such a great drive through the fast right-hander. and also off the last corner onto the start finish straight had a great drive. The Alpha just didn't really seem to have anything down the straights against it, but just about with the tow from cars in front and running the defensive line halfway down the straight, it just about managed to keep Poddy behind in race 3
and hold it.
and hold it. Yeah.
The Alpha's never been good at all the way back to Sober Stig when he used to drive it. Has never been good at straight line speed. It's awful at straight line speed, but you put it on a small nippy little track, and it disappears. But it really struggles with top line speed. It always has, I think. And when it's got ballast, it's even worse.
That bodes well for Watkins Glen, then, doesn't it?
I didn't say that. The car you want at Watkins Glen is the Lincoln Co.
Yes.
Because that's got the brute force to go round that place. But it's absolutely pants at every other track you pretty much drive it at. Unless it's a GP's track, like like Spa. It's super powerful at Spa.
Yeah, it will be interesting next week. I think a lot of Hondas, they should be quick. But yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait. And obviously it's the sprint feature round as well. So the timing of the pit stops, I think next week will be massively crucial.
Yes, especially if you feed out into the wrong part of the track.
Yes.
Because
getting that clear air is going to be the biggest winner, I think, next week. So yeah, you could see some people trying some very different strategies, I think, to try and pump in some quick laps in free air and get ahead of people.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some interesting strategies going on. I haven't worked out the optimal strategy. I think when I did a quick maths, if you're in a group and you can pit and then go pit, come out and clean air, it's better to go earlier than later.
Yes, it does seem that way. Yes, it seems to be better to go the lap earlier. You get your tyres up and you do tend to close down people a lot quicker with that one lap extra fresh rubber.
But it's going to come down to that air. It's all going to come down to clean air.
Yes.
I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a experience. But we will see. I think is the way I would describe it.
And obviously, the size of the reverse grid will play a big part in that as well.
Oh yes. Well, hopefully it'll be back up to the 25 to 27 drivers.
We've had a couple of people that unfortunately can no longer continue, so that's a bit of a shame. But wish them all the best, and hopefully they clear their schedules and are back soon, because they are missed. Everyone that races, if they're not racing, is missed. So yeah, hopefully they can get back on the tarmac with us very soon.
Which will be exciting. Right. Just one last thing then, Russ, for you before I say. So, obviously next week we talked about feature race, and obviously we talked about the car. What's your hopes? Are you going to be doing any practicing? Obviously, you'll do some practicing for next week, but is it a case of you're just going to see what happens next week and try and figure the strategy out beforehand? Or is it a case of I've already got my strategy sorted, and we're going to stick to it?
Oh no, the strategy comes during the race, and try and work out what's best to do and take a gamble. Really, always take a gamble. That's what we did That's what I did at Asin. Well, luckily Asin, unfortunately, it wasn't streamed, but yeah, Asin, I got a nice reverse grid draw, and I was able to get out front and pit when I wanted, and managed to cruise it for the win. So if it happens again at Watkins Glen, I will be very happy, but I can't see it myself. But we'll see. We'll try our best.
Famous last words. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, mate.
And for yourself, Stephen. And as always to Stu, who also joined us as well. And everyone who's been watching us at home. So best of luck, gents. I will talk to you next week.
Mate.
And good luck for next week.
Cheers, Andy. Speak to you soon, mate.
Ta-da. As always, guys, as I say, guys, girls, people who don't identify as either, or so on and so forth. Yeah, good luck. I will be back same time next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, as always. If you want to go back and look at any other of the races, please do. We've got them all saved. They are saved on my YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch them at your leisure. That's it for me for tonight. I will be back same time, same place next week. What 3 great races we had. Don't forget to join us on Discord. And good night, everybody, and have a great week.